Hi student, today lecture 14. Today you study about main subject contents and tasks of hygiene, child and teenager, the influence of social, hygienic and economic factor on the health and physical development of child and teenager, concept about acceleration, hygienic requirement to school furniture, influence of children's health and others. Hygiene of children and teenager, a branch of preventive medicine that studies the impact of environmental factors and the activity of children's health and functional condition to a growing organism, and develops scientific basis and prevention recommendation to ensure optimal growth and favorable development of children population. Main task and aim of child and teenager hygiene. The main aim of child and teenager hygiene to study influence of factor of environment on an organism of children and teenager, on the basis of it prepare practical measures and hygienic specification on liquidation of influence of factor, strengthening of a children organism, preservation of its health and improvement of physical development. In the World Health Organization Europe Strategy for Health and Development of Children and Adolescents 2005 reads, children are your investment in tomorrow's society. Their health and the way in which we ensure their growth and development include the period of adolescence until they reach the age of maturity will depend on the level of prosperity and stability in the Europe region in the coming decades. The main task of hygiene and teenager to keep health of a children organism and to form in physical and moral the relation of mature generation, realization of caring measures, normalization of the optimal growth and development of child and teenager. Physical development is one of the major indicators of health. The indicator of physical development helps to diagnose some disease. Impaired physical development of individuals such as gigantism, acromegalia, hypophysical nanism is associated with some disease of the endocrine system. Low stature, deficient body weight may be associated with chronic disease. Rickets, chronic tuberculosis intoxication, can cause growth inhibition in children. Deficient body weight, diminished muscle tone, as well as dysfunction of some organ often occur in sick. Growth and development disturbances occur if the lifestyle of a child is not appropriate considering his age peculiarities. Malnutrition, inadequate physical activity and sleep can cause developmental lag in children. The indicator of physical development often help in choosing a profession. For example, platypodiya is a contraindicator against a profession, which is associated with standing. The indicator of physical development can show if the child is ready for starting at school. Poor growth rate is often associated with developmental lack of the functions necessary for studying at school. There are no two children are exactly alike. A child grows and development at his own rate, so every doctor must have full information about growth and development of the children and the method by which he can estimate the things of growth and development. Various periods of growth next. First, newborn, 10 days, infants, 10 days, 1 year, early childhood, 3 years, first childhood, 7 years, second childhood, 12 years boys, and 11 years girls. Adolescent, 60 year boys, and 15 years girls. Youth age 21 year boys, and 20 years for girls. The basis of age periodization is a division of childhood into several stages characterized by common physiological feature of the growing organism. The boundaries of age periodization in general, they are rather conventional. They depend on the specific ethnic, climatic, social, and other factors. Actual physiological age often do not coincide with the calendar passport due to difference of rates of maturation of the organism at its development condition. Therefore, to study the functional and adaptive capabilities of the children of different age need to pay attention to the assessment of individual indicator of maturity. And the combination of age and individual approach can ensure the development of adequate hygienic and pedagogic measures to promote healthy, sustainable development of the body and the child's personality. Taking into account of the adaptive character of a child's body in the age periodization divided so-called sensitive period of high specific sensitivity of physiological system of the body to influence of external factors. High exposure to certain function of the influence of environmental factors should be used for effective targeted impact on them, creating favorable adequate condition of education and training of a child, preserving his health. The other hand, needs strict control to limit the negative excessive loss, which can lead to violation of the function of the body. The natural biological marker of a stage of age development of children and teenagers is alternative period of growth and differentiation of cells in the body. At each of the stage, there are specific feature of development never found in the same combination at any other stage. The main principle of growth and development, regulative process. There is no interrelation between the process of growth and development of internal organ. The activity of this process depends on the age of child. The process of growth and development taking their occurs without interval, but the activity of this process depends on the age of the child. In the first year, the height increased about 37%, in the second year about 18%, in the third year about 9%. In school age, the difference between the chronological age or calendar age and biological age is about 3 years. Body weight. In the first 10 days, the baby loses about 10% of his body weight, when he doubles his weight in the end of 4 months and triple it in the end of 10 months. Weight at 7-12 years equal 8 years multiply 3. Length. Normal birth length about 50 centimeters. The length at 9 months of age is about 75 centimeters. After 4 years, the body height is over 5 centimeters every year until puberty. Body ratio as head circumference and chest circumference. The head-chest circumference ratio at with the head circumference larger than chest circumference, about 2.5 centimeters and 12 months, both are equal. After the first year, chest becomes greater than head, about 2.5 centimeters. The skeleton. Bones of the child contains more organic elements, oxygen, and less minerals, phosphorus and calcium, than bones of adults, and this makes the child bones more elastic. Ossification of a third to be completed in 10-30 years of age. Cardiovascular system. In the first year or age, the cardiac muscles have big mass. Cardiovascular system of children is more efficient than adult system. The heart capacity increased rapidly in the first 10 years of age. At 10 years of age, the cardiovascular system more efficient. At 10 years of age, the systolic pressure is about 105 millimeter mercury point, pulses 80, 85, 1 minute. At 40 years of age, the systolic pressure 150, 120 millimeter mercury point. In 18 years of age, signs of hypertrophy of left ventricles may occur. Respiratory system. The upper part of breathing system of children, nose and pharynx, is narrow. In 10, 14 years of age, the breathing rate is more stable. Gastrointestinal system of child. The first permanent dense teeth with a thin layer of enamel appear in 6-8 years of age. The capacity of child's stomach is less than the adult stomach. Stomach acidity pH is low than in adults. Next principle of growth and development. The growth and development of the organ and system of the body do not occur at the same time. The weight of the brain in first 10 days of age is 330, 390 grams. At the end of the first year, the weight increased 2.5 times. At the end of 7 years, equal 1,250 grams. In the same time, there is no any signs of growth of the lymphatic tissue in the first years of age. It started in 10, 12 years of age. Next principle, the result of growth and development is to improve the reaction of the biological defense of the body. Normal development of internal organ and their function set the body in extremely situation against the influence of nutritional theory. Improvement of the quantity and quality of food for the last 50 years and their positive effect on the body of child. Immigration theory. The immigration from rural area to a big city, the particular future of a city life has an effect upon the child growth. UV ray theory. The increase of UV rays flow on the earth and its influence on the body of the child. For example, the height of 12 years old children at present is about 11 centimeters more than the height at the same age boys. The body weight is more in 10 kilograms. The body weight of the children in neonatal period present time has increased about 300 grams. The height about 1.5 centimeters in relation to the same age 30 years ago. Acceleration. Acceleration is the speeding up of things growth and development of present generation in comparison with the same age previous generation. Next principle, sex differentiation of the growth and development and genetic factor influence the growth and development. The height depends on genetic factor. In the same time, the body weight depends on external factor. That is mean there is interrelationship between the genetic, biological, and external factor, and the influence of the growth and development. Factor influencing growth and development of child and teenager. Economic status, family income, social status, as living condition, literature, family size, genetic factor, nutritional status, quantity and quality of food, bad habits, smoking, alcohol and drugs, environmental, the influence of external factor, perinatal, period of pregnancy, disease, epidemiological factor, lifestyle, hardening, sport, and daily regime. Study of the growth and development of children in changing socio-economic conditions is one of the key problems of hygiene of child and teenager at the present stage. Growth and development. At any commonly used as the concept of identity, continuously connected to each other. Meanwhile, where biological nature and the mechanism are different, growth process leads to the emergence of quantitative difference of structure and function of the developing organism, while development process causes a qualitative transformation in the morphological structure and organization of the physiological system. In these causes where growth process occur simultaneously in many different tissues of the body, say the phenomenon of so-called jump of growth. As a result, each growth spurt significantly change proportion of the body, more and more close to the adults. In addition, quantitative change necessarily accompanied by a qualitative change in the functioning of important physiological system, which should be turned to work in the new morphological system. Thus, the process of growth and development of a child's body take place in accordance with the objectively existing law, including the uneven pace of growth and development, simultaneity of growth and development of individual organ and system, conditionality of growth and development of sex, biological reliability of functional system and organism, determination of the process of growth and development factor of heredity, conditionality of growth and development of the environmental factor, epochal trend and cyclical process of growth and development of children population. The process of growth and development take place continuously, but their pace has a non-linear depends on age. The younger the body, the more intense the process of growth and development. This regularity is clearly confirmed the daily energy consumption indicator. At the stage of maturation of children and adolescents are possible, and some of the individual characteristics. Therefore, there are individuals, the rate of growth and development that accelerate or slow down as compared with normal. For more accurate, correct, the level of development of children use the concept of biological and chronological age. Chronological age, period the child lived from death until the survive has a clear age limit, day, month, and year. Biological age, a set of morphological and functional characteristics of the organism, depending on the individual growth and development. The main criteria of biological age are the level of ossification of the skeleton, the term of teething, the appearance of secondary sexual characteristics, as well as morphological indicator of physical development. The physical development of children and adolescents modern. The term physical development of children and adolescents understand the state of the morphological and functional property and quality, as well as the level of biological development. The level of physical development affects the operation of any and all organ and body system, and is one of the leading things of health. The evolution of the physical development of children and adolescents is carried out in the course of preventive medical checkup. The program of anthropometric surveys include the study of somatometric, length, weight, chest, circumference, somatoscopic, state of the musculoskeletal system, skin, mucous membrane, muscles, the level of puberty, dental age, and physiometric indicator, vital capacity of lung, the compressive force of the hands. To describe physical development of children and teenager youth, in this method to take into account the weight and growth ratio according to special formula. Percentile central method, the essence of which is to estimate the probability distribution indicator in percentage interval. Method of standard deviation, Z-score, based on comparison with standard and individual indicator. Method of regression analysis, taking into account the body weight change when changing its life. Any manifestation of significant abnormalities in physical development indicates a relative trouble in the state of an individual's health. In the absence of genetic disposition, low level of physical development may be due to the quantitative and qualitative inadequate supply of any of its components, vitamins, essential amino acids, trace elements, excessive physical excretion, or chronic illness. The higher level of physical development can be violation of the endocrine sphere and requires a detailed dispensary examination of a child. The study of individual typological future of the growth and development of the younger generation, detection of deviation in physical development of children of different age sex group are most closely connected with modern problem of pediatrics, such as a differentiation appropriate to the prevention and rehabilitation of children and adolescents. According to the positive concept of health developed by World Health Organization, under the health understand not just the presence or absence of disease, and the state of biological and mental function in conjunction with the physical and social factor affecting them. The defining future of a health of children and adolescents absent at the time of inspection of any disease, balanced and age-appropriate physical and mental development, the normal level of function, lack of inclination to the disease, modern circuit of integrated assessment of health status of children and adolescents include the assignment of children to appropriate health group. The system distinguishes 5 groups of health. For first health group include healthy children with normal physical and mental development, with no anatomical defects, functional and morphological and functional abnormalities. For second health group include children who have not chronic disease, but there are some functional and morphological and functional disorders. Convalescent especially have suffered severe and moderately severe infection, with a total delay of physical development without endocrine pathology. Children are underweight or overweight, frequent and or long-term ill with acute respiratory infection, with physical disabilities, with the consequence of trauma or operation at safety relevant function. First health group include children suffering with chronic disease in clinical remission, with occasional relapses, with or compensate for functional capability in the absence of the main complication of the disease. With physical disability, the effect of injuries and operation subject to compensation corresponding function. The degree of compensation should not limit the possibility of learning or child labor, including adolescents. For fourth health group include children, chronic disease in the active stage and the stage of unstable clinical remission with frequent exacerbation, with or compensated functionality or incomplete compensation of functionality. Chronic disease in remission, but with limited functionality. A high probability of complication of the underlying disease, in which the underlying condition requires maintenance therapy. With physical disability, the effect of injuries and operation to the incomplete compensation of respective roles that, to some extent, limits the possibility of learning or child labor. For fifth health group include children suffering from severe chronic disease, real clinical remission with frequent exacerbation, continuously replacing course, with severe decompensating of functional capacity of the organism, the presence of complication of the underlying disease requiring continuous treatment. Disabled children with physical disabilities, the consequence of injuries and surgeries with severe compensation corresponding function and significant learning or working disability. belonging to the child's health group established a medical committee composed of pediatrics and specialists on the result of comprehensive preventive examination. All of the child referred to the 3, 4, or 5 of the health group should consist at the dispensary, in the children's clinic, in the community pediatrician, and or medical specialist depending on the detected pathology. Much medical and social importance is the selection second health group. The functional potential of children in this group have not been reduced, but there is a high risk of developing chronic disease. Early childhood development is the key to a full and productive life for its child and to the progress of a nation. Kindergarten is a critical stage of development that forms the foundation for the children's future well-being and learning. The years in kindergarten are important to complete and healthy cognitive, emotional, and physical growth of children. Function kindergarten is where the psychological process of learning is prepared, including memory, organizational skill, and social interaction, and the experimentation of the new process, such as new, more advanced paper, pencil task. 3 to 6-year-old children develop a longer attention span, talk a lot of, ask and many questions, test physical skills and courage with occasion, reveal feeling like to play with friends, do not like to share and take turns sometimes, curious about people and how word works, interest in number, letter, reading and writing, gain confidence and use words to express feeling. Basic Children's Educational Institute is a plan of the living space defined by a rational combination of two principles. 1/10 of children in the territory of the Institute the best microclimate, clean air, and a high level of general sanitary accomplished. In particular, protection from the intense of city noise, pollution of the air with dust and carbon monoxide. Second, territorial availability of the Institute to the population surveyed by them according to his profile and purpose. For this purpose, basic child care center should be located in a residential area of a settlement. In a suburban area, it is advisable to place such children educational institute as a children's home, preschool children's home, special school, and children's health care institute. In the industrial area, as an exception, is placed creches and kindergartens. If the industrial zone enterprises do not worsen of air quality, to eliminate the negative effect of street noise and carbon monoxide, building children's educational institute should be located away from quarterly roads with heavy traffic. The radius of the service should be, for kindergarten, approximately 0.5 km. Children's Institute must be located in separate building, built according to a special standard DC. The basis of the construction and exploitation of this child care center on the following principle. The composition and layout of the building must ensure that the isolating group of the children and a comfortable relationship of group to administrative and medical premises. Kindergarten preschool established with a capacity of 280 seats or more must be placed in the exhibition hall or block cell development, which will provide reliable the isolation of the group. A set of premises must include a bedroom for the organization of a diurnal sleep in the air. In every capacity kindergarten necessary to provide musical and gym for physical training and aesthetic education of children. Kindergarten include three groups: children of preschool age, for preschoolers and administrative economic. There is a universal standard of the scene for a set of premises for a creche and preschool group as the unit of recreational and educational work in this institute requires uniform composition of premises. This rule allows you to place both day and daily allowance group. It consists of a children's room, main dining room, bedroom, the buffet, reception of the dressing room, and toilet. The area of the floor in the plain dining should be not less than 50 quadrat meter, the height of 3 meter. Each nursery group, as a rule, should have a separate outdoor entrance. For carrying out the nursery garden of educational and prevention work has a number of common areas, a hall for music and physical education classes of 75 quadrat meter, in a kindergarten on 95, 165 seats and 100 quadrat meter, in a kindergarten on 275 seats and 2 separate halls for music and physical education classes in the kindergarten, on 340 or more seats, medical facilities as part of the medical room and room for sick children. Administrative and economic room include the principal office, the catering department, kitchen with washer, transfer, storage for vegetables and others, laundry and storage room for cloth. In child care institute are using water or panel heating. It must provide in the premises for newborns 22-23 degree. In children under 1 year, 21 degree. Children 2-3 year, 90 degree. In the gym, 50 degree. The doctor office, 22 degree, class 18 degree, and others. The basis of Child Care Institute is combination of general aeration and exhaustion with natural exhaust, thus with deflector or mechanical. In the rate of air exchange on ratio 1 hour in classroom 1.5, room in the kindergarten 1, in the gym 3, and others. All rooms in children except for some auxiliary should have net in the premises for a long day care of children, for example, group room, classroom, gym, preferably window with uveal glasses. Minimum illumination of workplace in the group kindergarten classroom should not be 600 lux. Optimum 1,200, 1,400 lux. The coefficient ratio laughing should be 1.5%. The laughing ratio 1:4. In order to increase the daylight in the classroom, provide a more uniform illumination throughout the room. The ceiling and the upper part of the walls should be painted in a white color. The lower part of the walls in light yellow. Desk in green. The height of the window sills should be equal to 0.5, 0.8 meter, respectively height of school desk. Function of the personnel in kindergarten. Provide prophylactic measures against spread of infection. Provide prophylactic measures against incidence of food poison. Control the normal level of microclimate and natural lighting. Improve the growth and development of children. Control the sanitary condition in the building. Preschool age. In school age, 5-6 year, preschool examination include medical examination, cardiovascular system, breathing system, gastrointestinal system, central nervous system, and psychophysiological tests. Then medical examination is carried out to define the health group of a child. Healthy child who ills than 4 times early, healthy child who ill more than 4 times every year, child with chronic disease in compensation stage, child with chronic disease in subcompensation stage, and child with chronic disease in decompensation stage. School-going children who generally are at the age from 5 or 6 to 70 years. The planning of the school must be under control of regional doctor. The area of the institute should be in a residence zone, a healthy area and is possible far from factory. If the area in industrial region, take into consideration the direction of the winds in that region and the main street. The child should not become a victim of the disease due to bad environmental condition in the building. The space of the area for the school must be about 40-50 quadrat meter per each child. Zone in the school area, building zone, about 50% of the area, green zone, 30-50%, open sports zone, 30%, and 15 zone. The school health service, the main goal to preserve and improve the physical and emotional activity of a child, to preserve and improve the health of the child, to improve his ability to work in the school. The progress of any child in the school depends on many factors, which may influence his physical activity and his health, especially in the first 2-3 months of his life in the school. First, the timetable. Second, process of writing and reading. Third, school furniture, size and body position. The building, lighting and microclimate. 5. The school society, school boys and teachers. The time of lesson for junior classes, 30 minutes. For senior classes, 40 minutes. Normalization of educational load in the week circumstance. For example, for first class, 24 hours. For 10 class, 32 hours, and other. The timetable depends upon the level of the physiological activity of the children at the day, their attention to the lesson, their age, class, and the complexity of the subject. Types of room in school: common, official, auxiliary room. Common as classes, laboratory, workshop, and sport hall. Official as cabinet of director, teacher room, medical cabinet. Auxiliary room as cloakroom, toilet, buffet, and special hall. Microclimate in the classroom. Air temperature equal 18-20 degrees. Air velocity 0.1-0.3 meters secondary. Humidity 40-70% relative humidity. The orientation of a window to the southeast. Coefficient lighting 1:4:1:6. Coefficient natural lighting not less than 1.5%. Temperature and artificial lighting level of the air in educational establishment present in this table. For example, for computer class, temperature in the computer class equal 90-24. Artificial lighting level 300-400 lux. A real classroom in educational established and recommended color for decoration of educational established present is this table. A relatively immobile position of the body during classes is associated with the development of static tension in children. Prolonged static tension inevitably leads to rapid fatigability of children. If it persists for a long time, work capability of children decreases, not attention diminishes. A proper position at work can contribute to the reduction of static tension during classes. School furniture, chosen to sit the height of a child, prompts a proper position at work. If school furniture does not suit the height of a child, the proportionate writing desk and chairs will cause additional workload on the body, resulting in muscle fatigability. If it persists, muscle asymmetry, which is one of the most common causes of impaired carriage, is often observed. Besides, an improper position at work is one of the most common factors causing myopia. The main cause of shortness is inadequate distance between the eyes of a child and the writing desk. The school pediatrician should control the way seats are taken by children in a classroom. One of the basic parameters considered in selecting school furniture is the height of a child. These parameters are regulated by a special document. School furniture should be marked. It shouldn't be painted on the lower surface of a writing desk cover and the seat of the chair. Besides, some additional marking should be made on both outsides of a writing desk in the form of a circle of 15-20 mm in diameter or in the form of a rectangle. Sitting at the desk, leaning slightly forward is considered to be a proper position at work. A book or an exercise book should be at a distance of 25-30 cm from the eyes. The distance between the writing desk and the chest of the child equals a hand. The child can lean against the chair back at the level of the lower part of the back. The legs should be bent in the knee and hip joints at the right or opposite angle. The feet should lean against a foot piece of the floor. The arms should be placed on the desk, the shoulders at the same level and parallel to the edge of the desk. If the position at work is proper, the child does not have a sensation of oppression or thickness in chest or abdominal cavity. The child can breathe in and out easily. If this causes the load of the child's musculoskeletal system is slightly minimal and the visual analyzer is not strained. Proper position at work can be easily achieved if school furniture suits the child's height and weight. The height of the seat must suit the length of the leg and foot of a child. The depth of the seat must equal 3/4 of a third in length. If the depth of the seat is less than 3/4 of a third, then the breathing area is reduced and the position of a child at work is less stable and the child gets seated rapidly. If the depth of the seat is more than 3/4 of a third, then the edge of the seat can cause compression of the vascular nervous facilities in the popliteal space of a child. There are three positions of relationship between desk and seat. This distance can be negative, positive, or zero. If the distance is negative, the edge of the writing desk protrudes over the edge of the chair by 3-5 cm. If the distance is zero, the edge of the writing desk and the chair are placed on the same vertical line. If the distance is positive, the vertical line goes in front of the edge of the chair. When writing, the distance should be negative. This is correct position of the child. Proper position at work is calculated using a ratio of the height of the writing desk to the height of the seat as well as the distance between them. Distance to the chair back is a horizontal distance from the edge of the desk facing the child to the chair back. This value must be 3-5 cm more than the front and back edge of the body. If the distance is more, then the angle of the inclination of the child increases. If the distance is less, then the movements of the chest are difficult. This table show the size of the school furniture depends on height of child, height of the desk, and height of the chair. Each person must be provided with a comfortable workplace at the writing desk which suits the person's height and state of visual and acoustic analysis. Make it is advisable to make school furniture suit the person's height. Writing desks should be placed in the classroom according to their number. Small writing desks near the blackboard, large ones far from the blackboard. Writing desks for children who suffer from visual and hearing impairments should be placed near the blackboard. Besides, children with visual impairments should take seats near the window. Children who often fall ill with acute respiratory disease, VNC, common cold should take their seats far from the outside wall. To prevent children sitting at the writing desk in the first and third row from carriage impairments and development of strabismus, it's recommended to make them change their seats twice a year. When laying out school furniture in the classroom, the following standard value of the distance between writing desks should be considered. Between two seat writing desks, no less than 60 cm. Between writing desk and the outside dividing wall, no less than 50-70 cm. Between writing desk and the inside dividing wall or the book causes at the wall, no less than 50-70 cm. From the last writing desk to the wall, no less than 70 cm. From the first writing desk to the blackboard, 240-270 cm. The largest possible distance from the last writing desk to the blackboard, 660 cm. The height of the lower edge of the blackboard over the floor, 80-90 cm. Today, very actual disease in the school. School disease. Next, myopia of children, scoliosis and kyphosis of vertebra, central nervous system disorders, obesity, illness which basis is the school age, atherosclerosis, diabetes, hypertonia. Risk factors with impact on health status are non-ergonomic school furniture. Effort curve is not taken into account. Artificial illumination is inappropriate in classroom. Craft rooms, laboratory, deficient potable water supply, inappropriate microclimate, deficient ventilation and sometimes lack of furniture, floors and toilets, hygiene pupils at risk for disease. Epidemiological tirade after holidays is an active surveillance method in the school children, collectivist that enables information on epidemiological potential and risk for health in school children. Myopia of children. Particular feature. The lens at first 7 years of age is less convex than the lens of adults. The anterior-posterior axle of the lens is shorter. Hypermetropia. The development of eye and its refraction function is to be completed in 9-12 years of age. Etiology of myopia. Vision tension for a long time. For example, reading or working with its computer. Bad lighting in the room. Improper size of the class furniture. Genetic etiology. Bad nutrition. Prophylactic of myopia. Proper amount of natural and artificial lighting. The distance between the book and the eyes must be not less than 25-30 cm. Coefficient natural lighting in the classroom not less than 1.5%. Coefficient lighting from 1.4 to 1.6. Infection disease. This disease may be transmitted directly from infected person or indirectly from a vector or contaminated water, food, and polluted air are the world's biggest killer of children, especially in developing countries, as diarrhea, measles, mumps, German measles, poliomyelitis, chickenpox, diphtheria, cholera, and others. Preventive measures, healthy and proper nutrition, good housing and normal environmental conditions, isolation of the causes, overclothing to be avoided, proper ventilation, control the quality and the safeness of the foods and water. The skeleton. The main disorders, scoliosis and kyphosis of vertebra. Scoliosis, influence on the function of respiratory system and influence of the growth and development. Small size of the footwear may cause flat feet. Prophylactic, medical check-up, physical exercise, health education, better to use knapsack, kit and pack. The class furniture should support the spine in correct position. The size of the furniture depends upon height of the child. The relationship between the seat and desk should be in minus position. Respiratory system, disease, colds, bronchitis, bronchial asthma, pneumonia. Preventive, proper class furniture for correct position, breathing, gymnastic, and exercise to improve the chest function and its muscles. To teach the child the way to make breathing more deeper and rhythmical. Cardiovascular system, disease, school-age hypertension, rheumatic fever, preventive, physical exercise, medical check-up, prevention of air pollution. Gastrointestinal system, disease, gastric and ulcers, weakness of intestinal peristaltic. The muscles weakness may cause chronic atonic constipation. Preventive, proper daily regime of feeding. The child's diet should contain more milk products, fruits, vegetables, minimizing the amount of food which may cause irritation of mucous membrane as spicy food. The main function of the medical personnel in the school. The medical inspection provided by school doctor or school nurses. Investigation of a communicable disease in the school and inspection of the hygiene condition of the school. And include control of the environment of the school, test the vision and the hearing of schoolboys, estimate the physical activity of schoolboys, provide prophylactic measures against exhausting and tear out. Hardening and tempering of children. Hardening, a system of different measures and methods to increase the resistance of the body against the negative influence of external factors, as high and low temperature by using the power of natural and sunrise, air, and water. The main goal of hardening, as a prophylactic measures against cold, increase the body resistance, stimulate the function of central nervous system, and increase the musculus tone. Normalization of body metabolism, improve the function of cardiovascular and breathing system. Principle of hardening, systematically, continuously, gradually, periodically increasing the power of irritant factor, individually. The power and the character of the method depends upon the sex, age, and health group of child in relation to their individuality. There are three groups of children: healthy hardened children, healthy but no hardened children before that time, and children with body functional problem. Children with chronic disease. Compensate more than one exercise in the same time. There must be a positive reaction and positive emotional reaction of a child. The baby must supervised by the family doctor or any medical personnel. Training. Improve the capability of the body to do any exercise as much as possible with a little outlay. The influence of hardening, local and general. Local, as pouring over water. General, a steaming of the body with wet towel and swimming. Types and method of hardening: with water, air bath, sunlight, massage, and gymnastic. With water. Pouring over water. The starting water temperature is 2 degrees lower than the temperature of the body. Every 2 days you have to decrease the water temperature 1–2 degrees. The finished temperature of the water is 15–60 degrees. Swimming. 3 years of age and more. You have to start when the temperature of the water is about 23 degrees. Starting time 3 minutes. Finish time 20 minutes. Sunlight. The starting time 3 minutes. You have to increase the time about 5 rain each day. Finish time up to 3 years 50–20 minutes. 6 and more 25–30 minutes. Time of temperature 10 mm mercury point or 16. Air bath. Exposure of the body. Starting temperature of the air in the room should be 18–19. Finishing temperature 14–15. Starting time 2–3 minutes, and you have to increase the time every day from 1–2 minutes. Finishing time in winter 15 minutes, in summer 30 minutes. Massage and gymnastic. The temperature of the room 18–20 degrees. Doctor must check the health of the baby before and after hardening. At present time, the TV and computer are used in school as method of teaching for schoolboys. Computer used in the same time at home, so doctor must have full information about the negative effect of this technical instrument on the body, and especially against their harmful and negative effect. Computer is a technical means for information sampling and interaction with user. Types of work with computer: putting date into operation, date collection, interaction with man, computer programming. The main element of computer: monitor, keyboard and mouse, furniture, lighting, and microclimate in the classroom. Harmful factor: technical character, magnetic fields and electric fields composition, static electric fields, workplace and seating position, lighting and microclimate in the room. Electromagnetic waves: magnetic, static electric, and low-frequency electric fields, and its health effect. Computer use can be hazardous to our health. The capture is the computer monitor or video display terminals, the television-like device that show you what your computer is doing. The principal risk of using video display terminals come from the static electric and low-frequency electric and magnetic fields generated by the terminal's circuitry. Our health may also be affected by radiation given off by the computer. Computers do generate very low levels of infrared light, visible light, ultraviolet light, X-ray. However, the liquid crystal display, almost portable computer, and the less common light emitting diode and plasma display of portables are the exclusion. The electrostatic fields video display terminals produce can cause discomfort by bombarding the computer user with ions that attract dust particles. The dust can lead to eye and skin irritation. Preliminary findings suggest that the low-frequency magnetic fields video display terminals produce disturbance at the cellular level can occur in people exposed to strong fields over a long period of time. This disturbance may be cause of an increased incidence of miscarriage in pregnant video display terminals users and are thought to suppress the immune system, a factor tied to cancer. The electromagnetic waves may affect the biological process in the body, changing the mineral metabolism, especially decrease the level of calcium, at the same time increase the level of ferrum and phosphorus, because the electromagnetic waves stimulate the activity of adrenal glands. Electromagnetic waves may cause the weakness of the immune system and stimulate the inflammatory process in the body, lowering the attention, causing general exhaustion and chronic headache. This table includes information about sanitary recommendation of level of electromagnetic and electrostatic waves around the computer room. Lighting in computer room. The mode of light in the computer room must be not less than 300 lux. Coefficient natural lighting no less than 1.2%. Orientation of a window to the east-north. Microclimate in the computer room dependent on the time of year. Normal temperature, humidity, air velocity in the cool year include 22-23 degree temperature, humidity 30-60%, air velocity 0.1 meter-second. Time of year warm, temperature 22-25 degree, humidity 30-60%, air velocity 0.1, 0. Parameter of microclimate in the computer room. Usually, if the computer room is without ventilation, the temperature increase higher than the normal level, 21-23 degree, and the relative humidity decrease normal level 30-60%. In this condition, dry air and high level of electrostatic waves increase the concentration of dust particles in the air and may cause skin eczema of those who use the computer more than 6 hours. Computer may affect the health of user, especially if there is no 5 element of sanitary and hygienic recommendation. Computer may affect vision, central nervous system, and the skeleton because of the electromagnetic waves, electrostatic waves, and sitting position in front of computer for a long time. Carpal-tunnel syndrome is a condition that occurs with prolonged use of a computer keyboard, when the median nerve is squeezed as it crosses the end of the hand, palm, side over thirst, inflammation in the carpal tunnel, and severe pain. Depression. A recent study found a high degree of correlation between the times spent with the internet and increased incidence of depression. Thirst and shoulder pain. The sanitary and hygienic recommendation. Proper amount of light in the room, proper ventilation, the size of furniture should support the spine in connect position, the distance between the computer equal to meter, use a special protective filter to reduce the radiation. If there is more than one computer in the room class, the position of the computer must exclude the interaction of the radiation from every two computers. The distance between the screen and the eyes of the user must be 50-75 cm. The proposed size of screen not less than 31 cm. The height of the desk must be not more than 68 cm. After every 10 minutes, you must turn eyes away from the screen for 5-10 seconds. One should not work with keyboard continuously no more than 30 minutes. One should take rest and use a special exercise for eyes and the body. If there is any health problem, the user should consult with the doctor. Periodically check the level of electromagnetic and electrostatic waves around the duration of work. In kindergarten, not more than 10 minutes. Up to 5 class, 50 minutes. 6, 7 classes, 20 minutes. 8, 11 classes, 25 minutes. 30 minutes. For artificial lighting, fluorescent daily lamps should be used. Recommendation for student. Recommended time of work 1-2 hours. Students should take rest for 50 minutes after every 1 hour. Use proper exercise for eyes and the body. Thanks for attention.